When we do strategy, I've been running strategy sessions for 20 years. And the one I ran last year in September is a carbon copy of the one I first ran 20 years ago. It's ridiculous. Is that really the most effective way of doing it? So it says there's 5 kinds of strategy. The first strategy is a classical strategy. So there's your unpredictability matrix on the one matrix. High unpredictability, low unpredictability of your environment. So we looked at Pestel. Is your environment predictable or unpredictable? If it's predictable, it's down here. And then this is malleable, malleability. Can I, as an organization, or can we, as an industry, can I work with other people in the industry? Can we change the industry? Is it a malleable industry? The first kind of strategy is a classical, predictable, stable strategy. So let's have a look at that. So there's the classical strategy. But what if consumers aren't looking for a disruptive, synergized paradigm shift in a breath mint? So the classic one is Mars. Mars Corporation, one of the largest family-owned companies in the world. The Mars bar was invented in 1920-something. And then they've invented Snickers in 1970-something. Now, the Mars bar and the Snickers, I promise you in a blind test you can't tell them apart, right? 2 top-selling candies in the world. So they've got a classical strategy. Your competitors are known and stable. Okay, so if you go up the scale a little bit, you get to where things are a little bit more unpredictable. There you have an adaptive strategy. So the 4 items that you look at there are variation, selection, amplification, modulation, which is just a way of saying you have to evolve your offerings, you have to evolve your business. Variation means you're going to try different things. Selection means you're going to try different things and select the one that works. And then amplification is once you've selected one that works, you think, right, that worked, let's do more of that. And modulation means embed it into the business. So this is big in the retail industry. What's interesting about retail is they're always using technology to get more sales through, but their margins are always under pressure. This pair is so perfect, I can't wait to buy them cheaper online. What's your Wi-Fi password? So this is a little bit like more up your street. What could you do that's a little bit more disruptive, a bit more visionary? So this is Uber, right? That's the big one at the moment. So, I mean, but they changed the whole industry, hey? There's a bear with a vision. Thanks to global warming, that stupid bear will never get us way out here. Well, flying bear, right? There's disruption for you right there. Let's fly. And then finally, if you've got high unpredictability and high malleability, you can change the whole industry. And this is what Steve Jobs did with iTunes. He went to the music industry and he said, right, guys, you guys are so far underwater you can't even see the surface. Would you like to sell some music? We've got a way of doing that. And iTunes is still pretty much the only game in town. You want to buy music, that's where you have to buy it from. So the next dimension is harshness. And basically, it doesn't matter how malleable or predictable or unpredictable it is. If you've got a very harsh environment, maybe it's time for a survival strategy. That's the survival strategy. And typically what happens is you wake up to the survival strategy too late. So my girlfriend's husband, he builds models, architectural models. And these models cost a lot of money. You know, they were costing 200,000 Rand for a model. Take a month to build. Employ five people. So in 2008, what happened? Big crisis. People stopped spending money. People certainly stopped spending money on developments. Work dried up. So up until then, they were building about a model a month. That guy did not think of his business as being under threat until it was essentially too late. So perhaps it's a good idea to say, if our business was under threat, what would we do? Because you can wait until it's too late. And the other thing is it's going to take a year or two, 18 months to turn it around. So best you act soon. Was that useful, interesting information? Have you seen this before? The book is called Your Strategy Needs a Strategy. So this is an interesting thing. There are 10 different kinds of innovations. So I've heard people talk about them using different names. But here are the 10. The first one that everybody thinks about is your offering, your product.